Hi everybody, I hope everyone's doing well. This video I will be talking about ways in which to effectively maneuver through a beauty counter or a beauty department. So if you guys are interested, do stick around. So I've always thought of putting together a few tips just based on experience on how to effectively purchase beauty skincare products, and specifically how to maneuver your way through a beauty counter or a beauty department. And you do have to come prepared, especially when you're maneuvering through associates like that, especially in higher end retailers, because those people are highly trained, highly knowledgeable, they know how to give customer service, and they also know how to read customers very well. So I've made a list on ways which to me have worked, and a beauty counter department is an area or an environment that I am very comfortable in, and I know how to maneuver myself effectively and build relationships that actually end up benefiting me later on. So the very first thing I could probably say is come with a purpose. If you are just looking around, then that can be a purpose as well, or you just want to check out new collections, but you are always aware that you are just there to look around. A lot of the times when women just go perusing, really not having a purpose or a product they want to grab, they often get steered towards impulse buying or purchasing of products they don't really need, because they do get swayed by very good associates. So number two is, if you do have a purpose or a specific product you're going for in the counter and you just heard about it, always come a little bit more prepared and do a little research before just coming to the counter straight ahead. You always want to take opinion that is available for you, obviously, not just opinion or what you're being told or what you're being sold when you're actually in the counter. Because once you're in the counter, if you don't know a single thing about the product, you will definitely be told about all the benefits, but you're probably not going to get a very good bird's eye view of the product as compared to other products, as compared to other price points in terms of quality and quantity and all these things. And these essential information that will allow you to compare products and see if it's the one that truly suits you, whether that be price wise or your skin type or your current skin concerns. The internet is such a good tool for that. You can definitely, there are a lot of bloggers. You have Makeup Alley, you have Sephora.com, and just right off the bat, with the number of reviews you get, the number of stars you get, and then you can just briefly scan through the reviews, you're gonna instantly almost have a very good gauge of the product, that by the time you go to the counter, you're more or less sure you do want to get it. That is so much better than just going to the counter and having an associate just tell you her thoughts on the product, which is most likely going to be a bit more skewed towards obviously making you purchase the product in the end. So don't shop in the dark. Don't just come there and take whatever you're being sold. You're not being told by a friend or somebody who has an unbiased opinion. These people obviously want to sell you certain things, and that is their job. So you better come in there knowing more or less what you want and what you need, so that you don't get steered towards the wrong direction. The third one is something that I think is very important, and a lot of people don't actually really think of even. It's spotting an associate to work for you. Not somebody that's going to tell you what you can find out on the internet or read off. Those are very annoying. People who don't give you added value to the questions you ask. If they just read off the box, you can easily do that as well. But you have to spot somebody who will work for you. And by that I mean that you find someone who is knowledgeable enough in terms of what you feel is knowledgeable. So first I would actually test them before I trust them. And it's kind of a little motto that I have. I don't do it very consciously, but I do have a routine where I will ask or throw certain standard questions, I think, and depending on what she tells me or how much product knowledge I know she has, then I kind of feel more comfortable not just giving her my sale, but actually trusting her with my needs and with concerns that I have, and actually paying attention to her thoughts, her opinions and things, and actual recommendations. And a lot of the time, very good associates or people encounter, especially in very high-end department stores, they've actually been doing this for years already, and they actually more often than not even travel. They have a lot of experience behind them, so it's almost really like having your own personal beauty consultant. So what I usually would do is throw them very standard questions when it comes to their brand that they're working for. So I just throw in, I pretend like I don't really know that much about that brand. Even if I do, I ask about some questions I usually ask is I ask what their best-selling product is or product category is, and then I ask why. And obviously I do know what the strengths of a lot of different brands are, so usually based on answers like that, when I inquire and I pretend to really not know anything, then I get a good gauge of where the associate is, sorry. And then I feel more comfortable to actually ask her questions. I ask about the last collection because I'm familiar with it, so I ask her. I do throw some trick questions in there and ask if something just came out, is it from the latest collection or whatever, even if I'm clearly aware of when that product actually came out. And a lot of the time they'll give you even information, release dates and what's coming. And for associates that are really good, they can tell you what's to come, and they can even show you a few ad campaigns already. So those are the associates I would trust. So instead of just going straight ahead and just asking across the counter for one specific product, I would actually throw in a few questions first to just get a gauge of the associate and to find someone that will actually work for you, not just in that one transaction, but for many more. And it really is a relationship that is extremely beneficial. They don't just call you when new things come in, but they don't anymore see you just as a sale. They actually see you beyond that. They see you as a client, as a friend. So they don't just recommend things because they're pushing a line to you. They actually give you very honest opinion, and if you've been working with them for a long time, they actually know what you have, the latest purchases you've done, and they actually will tell you, well, you don't really need this one, or I would just take this one. So they give very, very honest, straightforward advice and recommendations, and those things, they are priceless. So it really pays to kind of spend a bit of time to spot somebody in a beauty department or a beauty counter. Okay, and then another tip, just to throw out there, is you never really have, if you're purchasing a skincare product, obviously with a lot of the brands, with skincare especially, they have a line. So it's either there's one main ingredient that's the standout ingredient or the superstar ingredient for that line, or maybe a formulation, but you never really have to purchase the entire line. If you're just really needing or wanting a toner, you're still happy with your cleanser and your moisturizer or your sunscreen, you don't have to buy the entire thing. So never get sold on that. And I guess that goes the same for collections as well. But collections is just not more obvious or more common for that to happen. With skincare though, associates are really trained to sell you the entire thing. And obviously because the formulation is all similar and they're all for a particular skin concern or skin type, then it seems really logical to just buy the entire line. But you don't really need to spend $200 when you just need a toner for $30. So never feel pressured to buy entire line or anything for that matter. And if you're feeling that you're a bit pressured, then you can always tell the associate that you'll think about it, or you can just ask for a sample to take home and say that you'll give it a shot and just think about it first.